Hello. Hello. Okay, I see. I see that we are live. So, hello everyone. I'm Szymon, and today we'll continue with Saga Engine tests. Last time did we wrote some tests for this Saga Orchestrator. Today we'll continue with Saga Engine tests, and I'm going to finish this today and also create pull request, which is related to Saga Orchestrator um, task. So we also will check on our dashboard on GitHub uh, what was done, what task we can mark as done. Let's see. Okay, so I wrote 3 use cases I'm going to cover by unit tests. And last time we covered the case when the process, when the Saga Engine process the invalid message, then we covered the use case when the transaction ID is not set if the message is not fast in our transaction, and also the green path when the message is fast. So, and then transaction is successfully created and persisted in the Saga log, and also compensation is persisted. Okay, so we can also check the compensation, but maybe later. Let's start with this use case. We want to cover the use case if message is not fast and transaction state is not present, then engine should return null. Yeah. So okay, let's start. Fact. And transaction state is not present, then okay. So we need a message. We can copy the message from here. Yeah, transaction ID can be set. Mm, oh, okay. So we need this payload, compensation, and transaction ID. It's our arrange part. And yeah, we have data compensation and input message. We can also create here, maybe we have something. No, so transaction ID. What next? We need to mock our Saga log to return the Saga state, get state. to null. So it's probably default behavior, but I want to be explicit here. And it's transaction ID. Okay, so maybe let's do something like this, or maybe string. If the transaction ID will receive if get state will receive transaction ID, then we want to return null. As I said, this is probably the default behavior, but and that's okay. Okay. Maybe it's something like returns async. Oh, or maybe I need to return task from result, right? Null. And also transaction state. Yes, transaction state, and it should be nullable. Okay, we have mocked this. So what next is our act part, probably. So system under test need to process our input message. Await this, and this will produce the output. Okay, output. One moment. Okay, I'm back, and what happened with my camera? Okay. Okay, let's continue. So we want to await our Saga Engine and have output returned, and then the output should be null. So let's assert this. Okay, IntelliSense suggests us the solution. That's nice. Okay, what's wrong? Oh yeah, we need to add async keywords to our method. Okay, we need to wrap our input message into engine input. Let's do this. Okay, so we have the steps here. Okay, we can use this part of code once again. And pass our input message. Yeah. And this is from prefix, so we will use from message event name, and we want to pick some transaction, whatever transaction it will be, but the step of the transaction should be different than first. Okay, that's good. And yes, and we want to pass to our engine input. Okay, but message is not first, but state. State is not persisted in our Saga log. Asset should be null, and it should be logged, but right now it is not logged. It will be for different task. Let's start without logging. Okay. Yeah, so it should be ready to use test. Let's run it. Test. Okay. Okay. It failed. Oh, because it should be null, not null. Okay, now it should work. So this case is handled. Let's go to the next one. In the next scenario, we want to inspect the use case when the message is not first in our transaction, but also there is no next step. So it's probably wrong event name. It's not present in our transaction model. And then engine should return null and of course log an error. Okay, it will be similar to this. Uh, so if message has a known event name, then engine should return null. Okay, yeah, and here we can use our unknown message event name, just name of this variable. Oh, okay. And this will be used in the declaration of engine input. Yes. And that's probably all. Let's add async keyword. Next, assert. Yeah, let's run it. Quite straightforward. Yeah, and the last one is the green path. And this will be probably the most common scenario in our application, so it should be well tested. Mm, okay. Quite long method name. Okay. Once again, let's copy it, or maybe this more complex. Okay. So mocking the identifier service shouldn't be needed, but transaction ID will be helpful, because here instead of null we will pass the transaction ID and event name. What's the event name? Here we want something like this, because we want a step that is not first in our transaction. Okay, this is processed. Okay, compensation is passed. Okay, but here we need to use transaction index and also step index. I've not created yet this. So it's step. Oh, okay. Let's put it here. So event name is correctly formatted, is also used when we want to check the value of the result. Yes, Saga log should receive set state, that's true. And transaction state right should be equal to this transaction ID and this last event, that's okay. And compensation store should receive compensation object. And we can also add that identifier service shouldn't receive any call. because we don't want to, in this scenario, generate any ID. So what next? Okay. Prefix. Okay. So let's format it better. Um, this will be the event name, output event name. This output event name should be passed here. Okay. Okay. Now it should work. Oh, but it's not. Okay, so result was null. Probably we forget to mock something. Get state. Get state for transaction ID. Yeah, and it probably should be this. Yeah. So here in our arrange section, I will mock Saga log that get state with this transaction ID should return task that has result and what runs new transaction state. In transaction state, we want to pass transaction ID, last event. So we have this transaction ID and last event is also required, and last event will be okay. We need to create last event name. So we know that step index will not be 1. I mean 0. So we can subtract step index by 1. Transaction A index is okay, and from prefix, yeah, probably it's okay. Okay, I need to consider if for the last event name is it from prefix is appropriate. I mean from what is the best for the last event name, event dot Saga Orchestrator received or produced. Okay, let's maybe continue with this received, but I will write it down and I will maybe discuss with Chris this topic. Okay, so we mocked get state. We know that our transaction state is persisted in our Saga log with this transaction ID and with this last event name. So we expect that the next one will be this event name with the updated step index. Okay. Now this test should work. But still not. Okay, what else we want to mock? Transaction ledger. Transaction ledger is okay. Okay, so let's debug this. Okay, transaction ledger is present. Transaction model also is not null and has 5 steps, which is good. 3, 4. Okay. So here everything is good. This is not the first, so this is also good. And this get state. And state is return, it's not null. So next is okay. Transaction model and next operation. And probably here something is going wrong. Next operation. Okay, so here I see that something is wrong, but not with the engine, but with this transaction model. Event name. Get step. Okay, what is the next? Okay, so this get step by event name is correct because last event was from prefix transaction to step 2, and we have this. to prove yes. Transaction model get step by order number. And what we will have here? 2. Okay, so it should return 3. So next operation should be, but it's not. Why? Let's go back. Order number is 2. Okay, so let's see how the order is set. Mhm. Okay, so yeah, I see. We just need to add 1. And yeah, that's good that we wrote some tests and now we won't know that here it's logic logically to have here order and we want to add to this order 1 because we want next operation. So to the index of the last operation we want to add 1 to have the next operation, and now it should work. So we detected a bug. That's good. And it passed. So yeah, we can say that we successfully implemented the orchestrator and engine. Everything is passed. So let's create the commit message and push to the origin, and I will give you a brief description what was done in this pull request. Okay, Saga Engine and or engine and orchestrator tests. But it only is maybe let's start with those things. Orchestrator and but without tests. Unstage this. Thanks. Okay, so first we want to update this. So this is orchestrator. Okay, it was just refactoring, so orchestrator and engine refactor. Q rabbit queue. Okay, this is not important. Revert this change. Okay, this is unrelated with our task. Why it's here? Oh, okay. So this is adjusted to the new implementation. Oh, okay. Yeah. Station of commit and let's rename it. Okay, this should be transaction ledger tests. Much better. And yeah, now we can add this to the source and unit tests. Oh, I have this in my clipboard. Or maybe I don't have. Okay, never mind. Saga Engine and orchestrator unit tests. Let's push it and open pull requests. Mm. Okay, let's check what task. It should be task number 10, but it's a little bit out of scope of this task. So I want to include also the others. Orchestrator receive an event. So yeah, it's done in this task, and also okay, this is probably done. Next Saga step is also done in this. Okay, I think yeah, we can agree that this is done in this task and running the compensation. Okay, so this is not done, and this will be we are going to work on this on the next stream. Okay, so this is orchestrate. Next August. We see an event and run next step. Okay. Running the compensation now. It's number 31. Yes, next saga step, and number 10. Saga status. Okay, so it's about implementing the saga log, marking as failed. Okay, this is to do. Okay, and here we have a payload and compensation message. Okay, yeah, so this is about saga log. So this is next thing to do, and this work with the here saga log. Okay. Mm. Is it done? Okay, I think we can say this is done, or maybe in progress, and this is number 11. And let's create pull request. Oh, not here, not to main, but to the develop. How many files? 46. Okay. So I think we can finish for today. I created the pull request, and I expect that Chris will look into it in the next week, probably, maybe in the weekend, because he's on holidays right now. But yeah, uh, for the next stream, I will handle things related with the Saga log, probably, or yeah, with payload and compensation message. Okay, so it's I think it's everything. Thank you for watching, and bye to the next stream.